live now. And these players are getting started here. We've got Weyoun versus Minicaptn. I'll briefly show the list. This is Minicaptn's Quinlan. Pretty basic stuff, but also running some new interesting tech cards like the new Quinlan unit, Constructed Lightsaber, Depa Balaba, Adigalia. So I'm super excited to see how this one goes. This is Weyoun's list. It's Han Blue, the version with the Ogdobogos. Other than that, just all the good value stuff that you'd expect. So let's get right into it. All right, both players passing in the first round. We do have a delay of a couple minutes, so if you're chatting, I'm not going to see you quite yet. Looks like Red 5 and Yoda coming down. All right, Daring Raid going to come down, put 2 damage onto Yoda so that the Red 5 can finish it off. Or potentially Targeting Town or the second Daring Raid, depending on how Minicaptn wants to play this. Shout out to the Baddest Batch for this overlay. It's really nice. And also looks like Weyoun did decide to go for the Red 5 line. Seems like the most frees him up to do like play an A-Wing and then like Daring Raid, Targeting Town, any unit that Weyoun would play. Weyoun is gonna play the Caddy Mundi, which is one of the more powerful cards in set 5 to be sure. And it looks like Captain is going for Daring Raid and then A-Wing. And we'll see if he goes for Targeting Town or if he just waits and Red 5s it next turn. All right, now he is going to go ahead and Targeting Town it. Looks like a Hotshot Blaster picked up there for Minicaptn going into the resource row. And Weyoun may not have a bunch on board, but he's got a massive hand. So let's, he should be able to do quite a bit. But he is rate limited basically by the resources. It looks like he keeps passing here. Perhaps seeing if he can get a big is that Hammerhead in his hand? Yeah, it's Hammerhead for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That could kill Quinlan, right? All right, Guerrilla Soldier coming down. On an open board, that's just going to be 5 to face. And what is Weyoun's play going to be? Is he? He could potentially try for. He might have been playing around Plo, and that's why he decided to wait here. All right, looks like he's just gonna go ahead and play an itinerant warrior. That's how you pronounce that. Itinerant. It means like nomadic, going from place to place. Red 5 is gonna knock off that shield. And there's the Han. Han can cheat out an Ezra here. So Weyoun is gonna get to play multiple things. I'm not 100% convinced it was a better line than just going for the hammerhead, but I mean, multiple units is always good. And if one of them could get removed, you know, maybe you want multiple. All right, going up to 6. No Plo for Minicaptn, which does hurt a bit. Weyoun does have... He's got Hammerhead, he's got Luke. He's also got Mace. So... Things, you know, Minicaptn might have a pretty big damage lead at the moment, but things can turn on a dime with this Han Blue deck. All right, looks like Lightsaber coming down onto onto the Quinlan here. Let's pull that up real quick. Gonna give Quinlan +2, +3, and restore 2. Looks like Ezra's just gonna crash into him. Bring it up to 6. So 4 health left. That's enough to get hammerheaded. Or open fired on, actually. Hotshot Blaster, gonna get some more damage in. Well, I still got the chance. That's gonna be 5, 6, 7 to base with restore 2. Minicaptn is heading for a pretty quick win here. Even if Weyoun's able to knock out some of these units, like, he's still got quite a ways left to go. I will say, looking at the bracket, I'm not going to pull it up yet, but Gerald right now is 2-0. Uncle Rico right now is 0-2. Both these players, or Weyoun is 1-0, and Minicaptn is 0-1. So if Weyoun wins this one, him and Gerald are going to face off next round, and they're both going to be 2-0, and both the other 2 players are going to be 0-2. So it'll effectively be predetermined finals. But if Minicaptn's able to win this, he'll be 1-1. Weyoun will be 1-1. And there's going to be real competition for who's going to make it. All right, Minicaptn sliding stuff into base. Weyoun goes for the Itinerant Warrior plus the open fire. So that does knock out the Quinlan, which was a pretty big threat. And also gets some heal off with the Itinerant. And then Minicaptn, it looks like he's just going to take initiative and then play Surprise Strike, and that gets him there. Let's see, that should be updated on the overlay pretty quick. Sorry about the text on the overlay. With this mod, it sort of blends into the background. But yeah, we've got Minicaptn on the bottom, Weyoun on the top. Let's take a look at sideboards here. So, Weyoun's got Fang Fighters, which could definitely be helpful for dealing with things like the Constructed Lightsaber. The rest of the stuff, I don't know if it's going to come in. Redemption, maybe. Redemption might come in. But I can't imagine that he wants extra Crate Dragons. I can't imagine that he needs bombing runs. I guess maybe he does. Maybe he would need a bombing run. It might be helpful because he did struggle in space last game. That Red 3 came down second turn of the game and never got eliminated. Or Red 5, sorry. On Minicaptn side, what's he got? He's got Sharpshooter, I think, is largely for the like Kira. But it could also be relevant in against some of the units that that Weyoun's able to drop down. The third Han might come in, especially if you expect this to go long. I'd want the third Han in there probably. Bamboozle, maybe. Force Illusion, maybe. Pillage, probably not, because that Han deck just has so many ways of generating card advantage. There's a word I'm thinking of for stopgapped. I'm not sure what it is. What the word is. Floodgated. Where you can't. You've got a lot of things to do, but you can only do so many of them because of one key constraint. Are they waiting for me to give them permission to go again? I'm gonna look at this word I'm thinking of. Bottleneck. Bottleneck. That's the word I'm looking for. The resources are the bottleneck. And so if he's able to generate a lot of cards, Pillage doesn't really do much. First Throw does a bit more because it's actually able to take out units, but this Han deck doesn't necessarily care as much about the hand control. The way that Minicaptn was able to win that first game was really just by pushing damage early. And it looks like, again, they're just passing out. Looks like Minicaptn was really trying hard to get that that Quinlan ping off, which I don't know if is. I really don't think that's the right call here, because Weyoun's often not going to play a 2-drop as his turn 1 play anyway, because of Han. He's often playing 3s. And it looks like they're going to pass out again. Which, I mean, with Minicaptn's hand, I kind of like that. But you also have to remember that the later you go, like, Han becomes more favored because he's able to use that ability to start pushing out multiple units. Yeah, now it looks like we're passing out again. This might be a record. We had one game a while ago, which I think was like a control mirror, where players passed out for a really long time. But both players have basically skipped to the later deploy turn. And they're both just going to deploy their leaders. Ooh, okay. Offensive force throw by Minicaptn to just clear that Han. Offensive force throw. I don't know if that's the right term, but when you throw your own card, it's not necessarily offensive because you're using it to defeat a unit. But like, I don't know. It just makes sense in my head. All right. Poe coming down. Now, Minicaptn's in a bit of a weird spot. Like, he can go for Ahsoka, but Ahsoka is not amazing in this board state. But it's another unit, right? And it sets up Plo for next turn to kill this Han. Or Poe, sorry. Plo to kill the Poe. But Weyoun's going to get initiative, meaning he's got first strike with Poe. Which we'll see if he plays it defensively or offensively. I can see a Fang Fighter in Weyoun's hand, which means those came in out of the board. So Minicaptn better be careful about playing those constructed lightsabers. All right, Weyoun, first action. He is playing control here. Gonna throw the key ID at that Quinlan. All right, Minicaptn playing it safe here and just attacking with that Ahsoka, conserving his options. He's got many. With this many resources, he's got a lot of different lines. You go like Force Throw, Falcon, A-Wing. He'd go Force Throw, Plo. All right, he's going to start with Force Throw. Now, Weyoun is just going to give away his own Force Throw to avoid taking damage. And Weyoun's just going to start spamming some units down here. He's got 2 different Force users, so he should actually be able to acquire the force token soon. All right, target town is going to be used there to clear that Poe. Doesn't have to use the Plo. And then presumably it's going to be like A-Wing into Falcon here. Yeah, it's just going to be Falcon. And then A-Wing. And despite all these cards that these players are drawing, they're now going down a little bit after playing a bunch. And what's Captain going to do with this Falcon? In this hand, there's, I mean, yeah, okay, he's going to keep it. So if he bounced it back, he could have gone like Plo plus Surprise Strike, which would have been a nice play. But also, like, probably not necessary. Even just going for a Plo here is going to be pretty big. Clears that Ezra. But Weyoun was still able to get a force token, which means he can pull off this key ID here. Picks up a Chewie and a Chirrut. And now Minicaptn is just going to start going into base, rounding up the score a little bit. Now Weyoun's got a couple options. It looks like he's going to just force throw here. Which Minicaptn can effectively negate by discarding the Surprise Strike. Although Surprise Strike is definitely a card that you want to keep. Alright, he's going to keep the Surprise Strike, discard the red 5. And that's going to be Plo defeated. I mean, Plo was probably not long for this world anyway. But allowing him to die there does hurt a little bit. Certainly, at least. Alright, Falcon staying out again. Alright, we're going to 8 resources. Minicaptn does have, again, a substantial damage lead. But only a few units on board. Certainly Weyoun can come back from this one. He's got Chewie and Luke in hand, both of which are powerful units which can swing this back. And the Yoda Restore 2 also matters. Alright, Surprise Strike. There's the benefit of keeping it. Only 8 health left for Weyoun. 2 units on board, ready to put 6 of that in. Looks like Shatterpoint gonna come down just to clear that A-Wing. And then Chirrut's gonna come in on the ground. Help secure this board state in the long run. So that chart is effectively going to remove the Ahsoka as a factor, so long as Weyoun has a force token. at least for the time being. I mean, the red 5 could potentially get some of it out. All right. It looks like Weyoun got initiative there. So he ended up not attacking with the key ID. Now he's got first go. Chewbacca, if I remember correctly, can hit anything, right? It's not just ground units. Yeah. Let's pull up that Chewbacca. All right, lightsaber onto Ahsoka. That's still not enough to run over the turret with the Force token out. Because turret can just debuff the Ahsoka. It looks like that's gonna happen. Did Weyoun just take initiative or pass? I'm not quite sure if he's still able to attack with those units. All right, looks like Minicaptn gonna go for Gorilla Soldier. Oh, is he gonna? He's gonna deal it to himself. It looks like. Is that allowed? Deal 3 more damage to a player if a base is damaged this way. Yeah, that's a creative play. All right, I like it. So he ends up hurting his own Falcon. But he's able to deal with that turret. And it looks like he picked up the surprise strike. I think that play just won Minicaptn the game. Because yeah, Weyoun's got a pick. Oh, it looks like he picked up Weyoun picked up a redemption, which does save him, I believe. Because in the absence of redemption, Ahsoka on her own is presenting lethal, and Falcon plus surprise strike is presenting lethal. Redemption can bring it down by 8, which stuffs the Falcon for now, and also prevents the Ahsoka from being lethal. It looks like Weyoun he went into Ahsoka, and that means surprise strike is gonna come down, and Minicaptn takes it. And for the second game in a row, Minicaptn off the back of a surprise strike. Weyoun had the out in hand too. That's so rough. But he played it well overall. There are, probably are legitimate reasons to not play around surprise strike there. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely drawbacks to playing the redemption there. So, perhaps an oversight, perhaps just a wrong bet. Sometimes that happens in this game is you play around the wrong thing. But well played to both players. Both of them are going to be 1-1 going into the last round of this tournament. So Minicaptn is playing against Uncle Rico, who's 0-2. Gerald is 2-0, going up against Weyoun. So I think, let's see. Could this end up in a weird way? I think it could end up in a weird way if Weyoun beats Gerald, and if Weyoun wins and Minicaptn wins, then we have 3 2-1s in 1-0-3, and I'm not sure